Me done, you know. Me not have no more picnic. Me done. You know, so me pray, me say, God, please give me as many children as I can handle financially, because I don't want to have a bunch of kids in poverty. And I think I've reached my limits. My baby girl is here. Alright, we're going to talk about that and a couple of other things this morning on this morning's show. Today is January 9th, 2026. And of course, we're happy to be here. It's Friday. And on days like these, we say, it's the freaking weekend, baby! Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. We made it. Made it through another week. Am I tired? My God, I am so tired. Please, my audience, continue to give me the leverage, you know what I'm saying? Give me the space so I can do what needs to be done. Real life is taking place right now. Your real life too. Being here with you every morning is real life too, but real life is taking place. Like, the baby is here. And I'm happy that the baby is here. And first of all, let me start out by saying this. You know, we have a couple of things to talk about this morning. We're going to talk about Vybz Kartel reuniting with Coery Todd. We're going to talk about Chief Currie of the Maroons, Accompong Maroons, working in unison with Andrew Holness, or both of them looking like they are friends and are talking things through and they are on one accord. We're also going to talk about a bunch of other things along the way. But let me start off like this. This is the reason why I say every man who has a child or is having a child with a woman, the woman that have the baby, you're the baby daddy, you're the father, you're the husband, you're the seed, you're the person who planted that seed in her womb, and she's about to have your baby, you need to be there in person. I watched Shakira have my daughter yesterday, and let me tell you, another new level of respect. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm a no-nonsense kind of person, see? So for you to see, like, Shakira get away with a lot for me. And the reason why is because I've watched her bring my children into the world. This is the third one. You know what I mean? Any woman that has ever had my children, bring my children into the world, deserve the utmost respect. The one woman there with no one has been with for the past decade is Shakira. Shakira bring my baby into the world yesterday, and why? The whole process. I'm not going to tell you the details of the labor and how it all went down and the scary moments and all these other kind of things. I'll let her tell her story first, and then after she does it on her channel, which is Brainflow TV. Sorry, her Brainflow TV is my other channel. When she does it on Brains and the Beat, that is her YouTube channel called Brains and the Beat. When she do it over there, when she show her pictures she wants to show, because I vlogged the whole thing. You know what I mean? My vlog on our way to the, I vlog waking up early in the morning, dark hours, leaving the house, all the way to getting to the hospital, checking in the lobby, getting our room in the our birthing suite in the hospital, getting the whole process, everything. So, but I'm giving her all that footage. And when she done use what she want to use, I'm giving her, the mom, the right to say, I want this to be shown. I want this to be kept quiet and sacred, just for family, just for us. Once she does that, me bring the rest to you. But may I tell you this right now. Watching that woman yesterday, labor, I have my daughter. And then hearing, yo, people, me cry, you know? Me cry to rotted, and I was trying not to cry. Me I talk to myself. Me I says, Souflotv, big man like you, stop crying, man. And, all right, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. What? The tears just started flowing. The tears was just started flowing, and I'm like, you're crying, you're crying. Even the doctor looked at me, was like, but the doctor looked at me and smiled, like, wow, you know what I'm saying? But I couldn't hold it in. Listen, that woman that get Shakira, you can't get anything from me, my girl. Forever, you can get anything from me. Forever. Yes, I said that. New level of respect. But people, the baby is here. I can tell you that she's beautiful. I can tell you that she is, well, she's a combination of me and her mom, of course. You know, y'all seen Milani. y'all seen Makai, and now you will see her. And I have beautiful children. I'm blessed. I have beautiful children. Thank God. Praises be and all praises be to the Almighty Creator, because we have a healthy, bouncy baby girl, right? And I couldn't have asked for more. That's all I was asking for, a healthy child and a safe delivery. Because, you know, sometimes women have babies and they die during delivery. And I know a lot of people may be thinking, this is old time stuff. This is from back in the day. Women not die again while they're giving birth. Farthest from the truth. Scary, the day before we went into the hospital to deliver this baby, Shakira, she got caught up in watching social media, and a story came across of a woman who was a doctor as well, who had delivered many births and saved many lives over the years. And guess what? She died giving birth. And you know, when I came back to the car, because Shakira was like going into labor kind of thing, so she was like, you go in the store by yourself, I'm not going to go walk around in the store, because I don't feel like it. So I was like, okay, I'll run in the store, get some stuff for the house, and I'll come back out. By the time I come back out, her whole demeanor changed. I'm like, what's up? You know, and she was like, man, I'm watching the story just now. And I'm trying to get her to not internalize it, because I know that she'll go in right now to go deliver, and I don't want her to be paranoid thinking, oh God, this is going to happen to me too. The doctor lady died. She gave birth and she died. And honestly, going through that whole birthing process yesterday, watching my daughter come into the world, there are so many things that can go wrong. So many things during birth. Every baby is a miracle. Every baby that make it into life, then the whole process of a child making it into life is a miracle. Yes. So thanks and praises be to the Most High again for what we have. And I am so happy, people. I'm tired though, but that's a part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? I am super, super tired. I was up from 3:30 yesterday until I came home 11 o'clock last night is when I went to bed, and I was back up at 4:30 a.m. this morning doing this video, because I gotta drop the kids to school. I gotta go back to the hospital, be with her, get her. Y'all seen her list, right? You know, so my wife well extra, so she got a list of things that I have to do, of specifics that I have to get. I already got her flowers, took those back to a big bouquet of flowers, took those back to her room. I already got her, she wanted specific things like Jersey Mike's sub. There's this place in Florida here where they do Subway sandwiches. They are like, it's like gourmet sub sandwiches. They are super expensive, but they are really good. Like a sandwich yesterday was $24 for one sandwich. But I brought her that because that's what she requested. And what else she requested? A Starbucks a Starbucks coffee in a glass, the one that comes in a glass, vanilla flavored frappuccino. I brought her that. She was not able to drink coffee throughout her whole pregnancy. And she likes that kind of coffee, you know. So it's been like 9 months of her not having these things. She couldn't eat cold sandwiches for 9 months because the meat is not cooked, and when you're pregnant, you know, you can't be eating raw meat, or not raw meat but uncooked meat. That meat is like sliced, that makes the sandwich. Yeah, and a bunch of other things I have to go get today. She wants sushi, which I'm getting her sushi today. She wants sparkling grape drink, which is like wine without alcohol in it. She just have a bunch of specifics, but like I said before, this woman can get anything from me. If she want me walk 100 miles, go get her one cheeseburger from one specific place, I'm going to do it, because she deserves all that and more. Straight up, no joke thing, right? So again, big up to wifey. Thank you so much for bringing another life into the world for me again, as far as multiplying my seeds again. Me no have womb, I couldn't have done it. I need the woman to do it. So when the woman is in unison, then that's all I can ask for. One thing I'm going to say before I change the topic though is this. Again, short message. Ladies, be very careful who you are using your womb to have babies for. Okay? Be very careful. Please make sure that when you choose, and you need to choose when you get pregnant. Choose who you get pregnant for. Use all the resources they have today in 2025. I know some people, me are naturalists. Me not believe in a birth control. Me not believe in that. Please believe in it. Alright? Use it until you find that absolutely right person. I'm talking about, me not talking about right person as in him have money. Him drive nice car. That's not what I'm talking about. Let me sip some of this real quick before I start cough. I got some watermelon juice in my teacup. Cold. I am not talking about choosing a man because him have money. Ladies, listen. Yes, he has to be financially secured. Please, wanna stop breed up poverty. But more importantly, because you can build with somebody, but please start choosing men who want to be daddies. I mean, I thank God that I'm this way. I thank the people who raised me that I'm this way. Because when it comes to my children, man, I am all about my children. And when I say all about my children, I mean all about my children. No holds barred. You know what I mean? This is the kind of man that you need to have children for if y'all gonna have children. He's supposed to be elated. He's supposed to be happy. He's supposed to be like, what? We're pregnant? I know you pregnant, you know, we pregnant, cause we did pregnant. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be like, okay, we have to start make plans and put things in place and this has to happen and that has to, he gotta be a part of the process. He must feel like joyful. Someone know have picnic for man who when you tell them so they're pregnant, the man is like, you know, like, I don't really know. I don't really, don't do it. Okay, ladies, be more selective. Because the stuff that I see y'all go through to bring these babies into the world, I can't imagine being a woman. Because I can't. I'm not a woman. I wasn't created as one. I can't imagine being a woman. I can't imagine being a woman and using my body to bring a life into the world for a man who does not want it and don't want to take care of it and don't want to be a part of the process. I can't imagine it. That must be disheartening, discouraging, disrespectful, all kind of something you must feel when time you subject yourself to that, you know? And again, for the men, if that is the case, and you have one on the way, you need to be fully submerged and fully involved in the process. Not just for her, but I'm telling you, for you as a man, it does something for you spiritually, where like right now, I'm on a new high. I have a new, renewed kind of feeling. Check for your health more. Cut out bad habits more. Get physical, start exercising more. Clean up your diet more. Think more smarter, more. How do I say it again? Money moves more. Like it sets your mind in a place where you just depend on some different things. Productivity and progress overload. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at right now, man. Just to try share some light with you. I'm past happy. And I know y'all can tell. I am past happy. Past happy. So the baby pictures and all that other stuff will be shown to you at another time. Thank you to my audience. Thank you to everybody who give all the well wishes. Thank you to everybody who, when we did the baby shower, my audience is so active. I literally did not have to buy anything off of the baby shower. Wifey had a list, right? I forgot what y'all women call the list. But she had a list, a registry, or a registrar, one of those. But once I gave that link out, all the ladies in my family, my YouTube family, all the ladies in my Souflotv family were like, got you, boom. And in her Brains on the Beat on YouTube family as well. Give me the link. Boom, got you. I mean, everything came to the house wrapped in Amazon delivery package. And there were things on that list that wifey said, this too expensive. I don't think anybody is going to buy this. So, babe, you're going to have to get these things. That's what she said to me. And honestly, I said, it's all good. Because, you know, we're blessed. We're in a position where if it wasn't given to us, we would be able to get it anyways. But to see that we didn't have to because it was given to us, man, my audience is a part of my family, man. I can't say thank you enough. I cannot say thank you. We literally set up every single thing you could think of that this child could want, needs to use until... See that the breast pump them just come and the box is even still not opened yet, because while we were in the hospital yesterday, more stuff came again, even up to the last minute. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I cannot say thank you enough, you know, and that's what it's all about. Yeah, we built this platform. You're a part of this platform. If it's not for you, this platform would not work. And I don't want to use all morning to go into all of this. There was something else I wanted to say though. Besides, thank you and thank you and thank you, and I'm forever grateful and thank you so much. You know what the funny thing is? Y'all did the same thing for all of our children. Y'all did the same thing for Makai when Kai was first born. When Kai was born, I had a truck. I had the truck that I ended up giving to my son. So you flip up the back of the truck and you lay down all the third row seating. It didn't have third row seat. You lay down the back seat. It's a huge trunk. That vehicle couldn't hold all the stuff when we went to the post office to pick up stuff. That was from Kai. My audience been rocking with me like this. When I went, every time we went to the post office, the guy was like, pull your truck around the back to the delivery area. And me and wifey would look at each other like, damn, that much stuff them send? Pull around. Mind you, they give everybody their gifts, their parcels up front. For us, he's like, oh, it's way too much. He's like, you must run a company or a business or something. That's a lot of stuff back there. And I'm like, yeah, I go around, don't even have space. One time we have to make 2 trips with a truck to pack all the stuff there. That's from Kai was born. Kai is now 7. They did the same thing for us. Well, they didn't do it for Milani because Babe wanted to be, wifey didn't want to be quiet and savor the moment with Milani for herself more and all this. So we never do all that and, you know, all this stuff for Milani so much. And then this time I told her, I said, I want to do it again. I want to do an online baby shower. I want my audience to be involved because, you know, they were involved. And she was like, okay. And let's see how long she keep the pregnancy to herself for before y'all even realized she was pregnant. Nobody around her realized she was pregnant. My own mom did not realize she was pregnant. And mommy lived right down the street from me and see us all the time and didn't know she was pregnant. So that's to show you, she wanted to keep this one for herself for as long as she could. And who am I to say no? You know, she's the mom. My duty is to safeguard her and make sure she not stress out. Because if she stress out, my picnic stress out inside her and all these kind of things. And the whole process was beautiful. So again, thank you a million times. I can't say it enough. Alright? With that said, enough of the baby something. Moving on to our next topic. The next topic we have on the board this morning is, let's talk about Vybz Kartel and Coery Todd reuniting. Then we're going to talk about Holness attending the Maroon Fest at Accompong with Chief Currie and all that other stuff. Alright? Vybz Kartel recently we're changing gears. We're changing gears. You have to change gears with me. Vybz Kartel recently celebrated his 50th birthday. Right? The crazy thing about that is Kartel have a song where him say all when him a 50 he's still gonna be running the place. Something about, oh, what a caliber. Like a 50 caliber. Yeah. You know how him very lyrical and his wordplay sick. But to see him hit 50 and live what he predicted kind of reaffirms to me that your words are not just words. Walk with me now. Your words are powerful and you need to speak life over yourself. I don't care what you're going through. Some people are going through depression. Some people are going through anxieties. Some people are going through poverty, depression, anxiety, sadness, this, that, and the other. One whole bag of something. I don't care where you go through. Through it all, speak life over yourself. Speak positivity over yourself. Speak the life that you want into existence. I've realized something over the years. People who often speak of death, they often die early. And they often die in a way that is tragic. I'm talking like artists and other kind of people like that, right? People often speak of life and they speak as if they're willing things into existence. They're speaking the future into present. They normally achieve it. So back to Kartel now. Vybz Kartel said he would be running the place at 50. He's 50 years old. Not only is he running the place at 50, it really looks like this is the beginning of something huge. He's in a new gear for 2026, loading. The Grammys are around the corner. We're going to see if he wins a Grammy. If he wins a Grammy, that's going to be crazy because that's going to propel him to another level. And yeah, I know people are going to say, Anna Kartel alone have Grammy, Buju Banton have Grammy, Sean Paul have Grammy, Shaggy have Grammy, Beanie Man have Grammy, Shabba Ranks have Grammy. We know all the people who have Grammys. We're not talking about them and we're not comparing them to Vybz Kartel. We're just saying, with all the things he has accomplished, if he gets a Grammy this year, that would be one more thing to level him up another level. Have you seen the level that he is at? So if him level one more level up from that, the level there, a space him gone. A alien, we call him anyway, no alien brain. But a space him really gone for true. Not even I know how I do it. He said, no, not them, not them on my level. Not even I know how I do it. I just do it like Nike and Jordan and something that no one can stop it, right? He's absolutely right. I think a lot of the stuff that's happening with him, he doesn't even understand. Like, I'm sure Kartel must wake up and just laugh and smile sometime. But as play for all those, you ever get into that vibe where you're laughing because you are experiencing one happiness where you can't even explain? Because when you look at your life, you're like, everything is working out. You know? Yes, I've been through so much, but everything is working out. That. He's getting a lot of that. He's getting a lot of that. Now, the Coery Todd situation now, how this come into this, see, I have to walk y'all into this. Kartel's on top of the world. He's just coming from hell. Prison. The Coery Todd situation. For those of y'all who don't know it, Coery Todd was Vybz Kartel. Coery Todd was Vybz Kartel's business partner. I don't remember if he was his manager as well, but I know he was Vybz Kartel's business partner for sure for quite some time back in the day. And they did big things together. Like, for instance, right now, the new generation might know of straight vibes rum, but Kartel had street vibes rum before. So this whole rum concept that you see is nothing new. This is for the newcomers. Trust me, they don't know. A lot of them do not know. Because Kartel did 13 years in prison and street vibes rum was before that period, right? They don't know. So all these things. Then there was Club Taboo. There was just a bunch of stuff that him and Kartel did. They were making great money and creating history together. And then the relationship soured. They fell apart, right? You know, Miller 9, the police officer turned record producer that actually produced for even Vybz Kartel, when their relationship turned sour, Melanine switched sides and went with Coery Todd. And Coery was actually flexing like he was really Vybz Kartel's enemy at one point. You know, he wasn't wishing no good for him. And I remember the falling out. And I remember also Coery Todd did interviews where he said a lot of things. Right now I'm looking at a picture of Vybz Kartel and Coery Todd together with Popcorn on the screen. So I'm a FaceTime Popcorn while they're saying stuff like, yeah, we're outside and, you know, God is the greatest and all these things. Putting their differences behind them as grown men and getting back to building a relationship that can actually be beneficial, right? That can be productive. Honestly, you know, I don't know enough. I'm not the kind of person, like, if me and you were really good and then we fell out, we had a falling out, you know, say, me I gonna be cool upon the reunion part. Yeah, I don't really go back to people who me and them had a falling out because I'm paranoid and I always think like you might try to friend me so you can kill me or snake me some other way. I'm just thinking you might have revenge up your sleeve for me. So I'll play you from a distance, right? Like it's all good. I'll let the past be the past, but me don't know about the friend up thing again. Anyway, this can turn out to be really, really good for them. Shamar McConnell. Shamar, big up yourself, first of all. Shamar is a die-hearted Vybz Kartel fan / Vybz Kartel, I don't know, media person, as in gets it all out there, right? Along with Gaza Diva, and used to be myself, but I kind of dress back since Kartel come a road still, because I was more focused on letting the world see what his case was and have a look at it and beat the drum of freedom, so to speak, right? And we already did our part and that phase is gone. So now we're just sitting back as fans and watching everything else unfold just like we predicted it would. So Vybz Kartel reunited with his former business manager Coery Todd through video chat with Popcorn. Father Banks says, imagine you go for an interview, go chat fuckery, only for this to happen. Shaking my effing head. He's talking about Coery Todd. Went on interview and said stuff. He said Vybz Kartel sent men after him. Like them I try set him up, want to take him life. Coery Todd basically painted a picture in an interview with Winfred Williams that Vybz Kartel is an evil person. I don't remember if it's Winfred Williams or if it was ER, Anthony Miller, right? But it was one of those platforms. He basically said Kartel was an evil person and, you know, him not understand certain things, but him know where him know, blah, blah, blah. And Kartel is behind all the evil stuff that's going on with him and man are threatening him and all these other things. Y'all know Coery Todd ended up leaving Jamaica. Coery Todd's wife, I believe, lost her life in Jamaica as well, right? Vehicle drive down the road, man drive and wet up the vehicle, bah, 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 crash up the vehicle, and them kind of something there. Warlock in town says, Coery tired of the Sheen goat, so him have to pay the real goat a visit. He's talking about massacre. Tommy Lee Sparta said, where Coery Todd get the goat from a must Sheen, because Massacre calls himself the goat of dancehall. And Tommy Lee Sparta in the war the other day said, you must say a Sheen goat. Coery Todd is or was Massacre's manager. I say is or was because I'm not in these people business, so I don't know. Paperwork could have changed last week, yesterday, this morning, even, where they're like, I used to be his manager, but I'm not, or I haven't been in a while, right? Coery Todd was the one that was advocating for Massacre, because I remember one time, like back in 2019, when, of course, Kartel was locked up doing a life sentence. I remember Coery Todd said that Massacre was ready to take over dancehall, and him could have beat Cartel in a clash and become the new king of dancehall, right? So, with all that said and all I go on this person said Massacre ain't good enough for Coery Todd, and Coery knows it, so Coery have to go link with the real GOAT, the real greatest of all time, which is Vybz Kartel. They're just poking fun on social media. Another person says Coery are our building, so the club can't turn off. That is words from said back in the day when Coery and Kartel were making a lot of money and doing big business in Jamaica. Long time, far where I come from, the next person said. The next one says, oh, I see why Sheen go to show bad mind. Because they're now connecting that Coery Todd is linked to Massacre in some way. I've said it before. The other day, I do my due diligence and something said, while the clash was going on, something said, who is Massacre manager? I mean, look it up, and boom, Coery Todd popped up. And of course, I already know the history with Coery Todd and Vybz Kartel, so I said, now it makes sense. Coery probably told Massacre to go at Kartel, because Massacre never have no reason to go at Vybz Kartel, right? And it makes sense now to me, I said. Now, mind you, Coery might not have even told him that, but I try connect the dots, right? And that's what I came up with. You know, at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to say, right? Young Kim says, that's why you can't listen to those vloggers, This is all business, never personal. Who in the business world would I really understand? And another one says, and if you don't never know, Coery actually turned Addy in a businessman and gave him that idea from Buildings Days, which was formerly called Quad Nightclub and Street Vibes Rum, to Daggerin Condoms, to Adidas, Nike, and the t-shirt line. Can't go around history. It's good to see them and live good. No joke, Addy really changed. That's all I have to say. Vybz Kartel really changed. He has really matured. So he is making amends with those who he once had bad blood with and fixing up those relationships. You know that song that's still powerful, Well, today is a new day. Give thanks for life. All praises to the Lord, me safe and me sanctified. Now make them stress me. Me a whole of vibes. Go listen to all the words of the song. It's really look like a natty man live. You know what I'm saying? He's really fixing the thing with those. I mean, some people obviously is going to take longer to fix because it's complicated. I say all that to say this. Remember when me telling you the other day I said a lot of people are going at Bounty Killer. Bounty Killer obviously have some kind of grievance against Vybz Kartel. People show up on social media, oh damn, Killer unfollow Kartel on him official Instagram, blah blah blah. He's no longer promoting anything for Killer. Killer is no longer promoting anything for him. Usually you would have see Vybz Kartel, you would have see Killer promote stuff for Kartel do when him first come out of prison. He no longer does that, vice versa, etc. Obviously there's something there go on. And we can speculate and say a lot of things. But me tell my audience this. You see these people? I have learned over the years of doing YouTube and doing this platform right here that me not get involved in them business. I get involved just enough for entertainment's sake. And then I withdraw. Some people out here, a lot of the fans get super invested. Good example. When Kartel come out of prison, when Kartel was in prison, Gaza Gully something was strong out here still. This is why I was expecting a war soon as Kartel drop a road. Because I remember that this song that Mavado did, and Mavado in this song he said, any step you a make, a water of a order your step. In other words, he was saying, you not in no position to war me, bro. Me out in the free world and you lock up in a prison. Literally, any step you a make, them have to order your step. So you can go to a studio And I think Mavado was thinking more like, me don't want nobody have this I talk about me I beat you up because a prison you in and you can't answer back. I want a real war. So me there road and wait for your pussy when you come out. The same song when Mavado talked about a female friend them. And my friend them about shutting at the place and you know that. And him something about take over the scheme and buy your kids them ice cream and have your woman palm the dick and make some nice scream and that song there, whatever song that was, right? In that song, I thought the feud is on for sure. They are enemies. And we can't wait for Kartel reach road cause he might go answer that lyrically it's gonna be a war. You saw what happened when they came out, right? When Vybz Kartel reached road, it basically turned into I'm a brother that. Every time I try to laugh, I choke. I'm a brother that. It turned to. So those of us who are holding off Mavado for years, yeah, Mavado a good artist, but me not to give him no support because I'm this the boss and the boss the behind bars and you know me I say gully over there so Gaza me say you see what happened? They're cool. They're good. The whole of them link up a DJ Khaled yard to include Bounty Killer. These people will war on record, war for entertainment, war in the media, coming like the politician them in Jamaica. War in the media, and the whole of them picnic go to the same private schools. The whole of them share the same house, what you call them? Housemaids and butlers and yard gardener and all that. The whole of them rub elbows. The whole of them gather in the same backyards to have parties and whatever else. These exquisite events they attend, right? So in essence, all of them are really friends in a true life. They might have them little spit spot, but them patch it up and move on. And guess who is left, always left holding the shitty end of the stick? The fans. Because you're going to have somebody come back now and say, I'll eat that boy Souflotv. That's why we don't listen to him, you know. Because see there, Coery Todd and Kartel, good. They will completely forget that Coery Todd did interviews saying very bad things about Vybz Kartel, very incriminating things. I remember watching one of the interviews them where Coery Todd did about Vybz Kartel, and he was basically implicating Vybz Kartel in criminal activities. And I said, damn, it's like Coery tell the police them say, Kartel involved in this, Kartel involved in that, right? I remember Coery Todd said something about Kartel being his child's godfather. Or something like that. Or him and the child godfather for Kartel picnic. One of them that somebody is somebody's godfather. And me I said, damn, I saw them relationship close. And then it broke up like this. So to see them being friends now, again. Plus, hey, Coery is a big businessman in the United States of America. I don't know if y'all know it. You know what I mean? There's a club in Miami, I think it's Taboo, a club in Miami that does very, very well. All the celebrities pull up there. If you name them, they've probably been there. That's Coery's establishment. See? And I live here up the road from them. I'm ducked off in the quiet though. But I've been wondering like, when is Vybz Kartel going to like have a party at Taboo, lock it down, do it theme style, and then remember, oh shit, a Coery place. Him and Coery probably not good still. So now that they are good, I'm thinking, maybe now is the time, right? That is that. By the way, Vybz Kartel's birthday party at Live this weekend, I really wanted to go. And I'm here. I wouldn't even have to travel to Jamaica. I'm there, but I can't go because wifey just had the baby. You know, there will be more birthdays and more parties and more events to attend in the future. So we still have on all my hospital ban here. Yeah, so I'll just be chilling for now. and let everybody else enjoy themselves. Big up to Coery Todd and Vybz Kartel for patching up them relationship and moving forward in positivity. That's what it's about. If we could get money together, if we could do great things together, then sometimes that's the best route to go. You know what I mean? Our true strength is in our unity, really. But we spend so much time invested in our division, we never tap into our true strength. It's just like two brothers warring with each other. And they are both mega minds. They are both business minded. They both have resources. And if they combine them resources together, they would be wealthy beyond measures, although them rich already individually. But they keep warring with each other. And therefore, they're stuck with only what they have and not able to access what would be available to them if they unify. So again, our true strength is in our unity. If only we could put aside the foolishness and the friggery sometimes, be forgiving, get back to being loving and more understanding and moving forward. I remember one time Vybz Kartel said something about, let me read exactly what he said, because it was years ago and it was considering the relationship with Coery Todd, right? I think it's worldreggae.com and Irie FM also that posted it. It says, what happened between me and Coery was just a misunderstanding. Vybz Kartel said in a statement, truth be told, I really had some negative elements around me that bad mind me and Coery partnership because of its success. At the time, I was too caught up being world boss. I just had to do that. I was too caught up being world boss to realize I was destroying one of the realest friendships I ever had. Being in here made me realize that we did achieve greatness together. After all, if I never for Coery and Kartel, street vibes would have never bust in a people head and building would have never buck on a Saturday. They did a lot of good things together. That was a time when Kartel realized and voiced his realization that, and this was one of the time when them did broke up and reunite, right? This came days after Coery Todd and Kartel confirmed that they had reunited after parting ways. According to reps for Vybz Kartel, Gaza member Popcorn, Gaza Slim, Sheba and Tommy Lee were all booked to perform at an event. Ladies are free, blah, 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 and it will cost the male them $1,000 to Jamaican dollars to get in at the door. All proceeds will go towards Vybz Kartel for his mounting legal expenses. This is after Vybz Kartel got locked up, right? And boom. This is what he said about his relationship with Coery Todd. Honestly, him said being in here, I'm guessing that was in jail, in prison, had him thinking that what happened between him and Coery Todd was just a misunderstanding. And truth be told, I just had some negative elements around me that had bad mind for me and Coery's partnership because of its success. And at the time, I was too caught up being world boss to realize that I was destroying one of the realest friendships that I ever had. That's grown. That's grown. To be able to say that, that is grown. So this is after we don't say Coery advised certain things on the media about him and Kartel is not a good person and all these things. This is what Vybz Kartel came back and said. You know what I mean? So again, more power to them. Now let's talk about massacre in all of this. I'm going to put it to you like this, right? Y'all remember when I was doing the Clash reviews and I said, I don't know if this fabricated. I don't know if somebody tell Massacre to go at Vybz Kartel, or if Vybz Kartel and Massacre actually work this out behind the scenes. Now I'm also thinking Bounty Killer constantly addressing and going at Kartel or Gaza fans and Kartel might be the same thing too. Hear me out. Drama sells. Drama breeds publicity, right? In the entertainment world, they have a saying that says all publicity is good publicity. They have another saying where they say, talk about me. I don't care what you talk about me, just talk about me. Because if you talk about me good, or if you talk about me bad, you're still talking about me. Which means I'm still relevant and I'm still winning. The minute you stop talking about me, I will cease to exist. That's how the entertainment world works. Think about that. It's only logical. The minute you stop talking about, the crowd stops talking about any artist, them career dead. Any artist that the crowd just don't talk about no more, that's because they don't remember you anymore. That's because they're not gelling with your content anymore. That's because them not check out your music no more. Them not go to your concert no more. Them not, you not the man no more or the woman no more. They're moving on. And that's what you don't want. A person like Kartel needs to be talked about. He has his rum line, Street Vybz rum. I mean Straight Vybz rum. I said Street Vybz from Coery them days. Somebody get ice, not nice. Anyway, Straight Vybz rum. Him need people to be talking about the Straight Vybz rum all the time. If nobody not talk about Bloodfire, me not lie, no, that rum is smooth. Me talk about rum usually rough. But the rum they knock me out, dog, I me not even know it. Yo, you have to try it. He needs people to be talking about it. The biggest promotion in the world is word of mouth. Right? Word of mouth. Him need people to be talking about his new musical projects that are coming. Whether you like him or not. Why is Kartel not answering Massacre? Why afraid Kartel afraid of Massacre? It no matter what you say. Then some people are gonna say, yo, Massacre can't test Kartel, not there. Him can't walk in a Kartel shoes, Kartel too great. Look at the list of things that he has accomplished just this year alone. You know what I'm saying, a 1 year. You know what I'm saying, the 1 year since him come out of prison. The 1 year, he has done more than some people who've been in the business for 30, 40 years. He has accomplished so much. People need to be talking about him. Whether you're talking that he's losing, whether you're talking him good or him bad, whether you're talking, same thing. So, with that said, I think some of this beef might be publicity stunt, manufactured. I wouldn't mind if it is, and I could be very wrong. But I see collaborations in the future. Now, who's here for it? Are you not here for a Bounty Killer Vybz Kartel collaboration? Let me say this on my platform right now. Bounty Killer and Vybz Kartel in a one video. Me not talk about like what them do with DJ Khaled and Buju Banton in the same video, even though that was greatness. That was greatness, but me not talk about that. I'm talking about Bounty Killer and Vybz Kartel in the same video. Just them. Lock your place. And then do a next collab with Vybz Kartel and Mavado in the same video. We want some hot car, everybody fly out now, you know, man, or have visa, paperwork, can move around, you know. So you can go to some places with some nice car there and some beautiful scenery and some sexy girl in the video, and you know what I say? Make the video them opulent. Bounty Killer, Vybz Kartel in one video. Vybz Kartel, Mavado in one video. In the same video. Like each one. In the same video with each one. A Killer and Mavado collaboration. And then over here you have a Killer and Mavado collaboration, just them. But me not talk about them, I talk about a Bounty Killer and a Vybz Kartel collaboration. The world is ready for that. The world is ready for that. Right now, if Bounty Killer and Vybz Kartel do a song and a video together, gone. It gone. All them have to do is invent some new slang. Kartel can do that easy. Him can say something and everybody run gone with it, and it a go stick and Killer in the video and Fame career resurrected and all these other kind of things. As in, he's trending now again. The world is here for a Massacre and Vybz Kartel collaboration in the same video. Me no miss nothing, friend. I was watching the fix in pieces. I didn't sit and watch the whole Joshy interview. Shout out to the fix. Me never sit and watch the whole Joshy interview because, of course, baby was on the way. You know, my daughter just born last night or yesterday evening. I've been on the go since. But I saw pieces. Me see the disrespect from Joshy in the interview. Me hear some of the things them him say. But Joshy said stuff that made sense too. And this is why I don't want to be too close to anybody, because then me I go end up being partial and me I go water down the content. Hear me out. Joshy said something. Him say Vybz Kartel choose somebody over Tommy Lee. I forget who him say him choose over Tommy Lee. I know you're gonna put it in the comment section, right? And I thought, damn, Kartel and Tommy Lee in a one video, that would be dope. The world are wait upon that too. Then me start think to myself and me say, yo, you know, so before Lisa Hyper went into her whole phase and everything, even now, since you're on the forgiving train, Lisa Hyper and Kartel in a one video, just the controversy alone from that, 1 million views by Blood Cleat weekend. Just the controversy from that alone, if Kartel was to put all differences aside, do it like business, me no know, keep see them there so she can watch and see everything then, since you have to make sure, say, you know, your wifey and your house good. And do an actual real song and a real video with real intention with Lisa Hyper, gone. The world is here for Tommy Lee and Kartel. The world is here for Lisa Hyper and Kartel. The world is here for... And it look like, and honestly, Kartel up on him solo kick right now. And you can't blame him. You know, he has a lot to catch up to. He did 13 years behind bars. But some of these collaborations, they would take him far, but they would also revitalize a lot of people and also shoot a lot of people to another level in their own career. Remember, I know. The one when we did see, when me say Kartel should have done, was the baddest straight vibes promo song I've ever heard. Go and look at Sean Storm rum song. Who make you rum? Him say, who make you rum? Come make we shot the rum raw. Come make we shot the rum raw. That song there. When me hear the song, me have to listen to it over and over again. I said, damn, this is the baddest straight vibes promo song out there. Kartel make rum song already where a promo, where it could fit as a promo material, but obviously, you know, it's still also just a regular song video. Nice. But I thought he should have jumped on that Sean Storm song and do a remix to that. And him and Sean in the same video and do a party. Joshy said, you think it's a Kartel and bad mind, right? Him said something like, you think it's a Vybz Kartel wants to see Popcorn reach a foreign right now, like reach at the US. And I thought that was messed up for him to say. So in other words, him that they are talking about, he's basically saying Vybz Kartel would not want to see Popcorn get his US visa and reach the US. May I say, Joshy is like a little picnic. Joshy, I like, you know how I see Joshy? Joshy, I like one of them little picnic there, one of them little juvenile, they were real blood clot bad, like, him not have no brought up, see, and him with settings that are completely out of place, you know. It doesn't have to be true. It's going to grab attention and it's going to grab reaction. That's how I see Joshy. That's how I see Joshy. Cause where him go say that for? Cartel Badman, you know, like, and I think Naro said, I don't know about that, cause Popcorn went to see him when he come out and even bought him a Rolly dog, like a Rolex watch. And Joshy was like, Cartel know wear that. Like, oh man. So what I'm saying is this. You see, when you see them a war, don't be surprised if somewhere in the near future you see Massacre on the same show with Cartel. Massacre do a collaboration with Cartel. And because one of the baddest dancehall songs where we got in recent years was My Dogs Them Have to Live. Pow! My Dogs Them Have to Live. That song there with Massacre and Cartel. The world is waiting for another one of that. Not necessarily My Dogs Them Have to Live. It could be on a whole another topic, but we need a next dancehall song. And Cartel can make Massacre sing the gun part, because him say him now do no more gun song, and him can sing something else in the other part. You know what I'm saying? The world is waiting on that as well. So me, now I'm jumping at them business. It's interesting to see Coery Todd and Cartel friends again, link up, making it all right. Where does that put Massacre in the grand scheme of things? Because a wise man knows that you cannot be a friend of my enemy and be a friend of me at the same time. We don't play that. Because then you are the conduit to which my enemy can use to get to me. So me can't friend you if you're a friend with my enemy. Right? Right. So if Massacre is genuinely Vybz Kartel's enemy, then there is no way that Coery Todd can be Massacre's manager, business partner, anything, playing him close. But you know, in a grand scheme of things, you know, if Massacre really have beef and really feel some type of way like System, really feel some type of way about Cartel, you know, if it is real, then a circle, Cartel just circle the block, you know, and show him say young bud no know storm, and show him say this bigger than you youth, and show him say, yo bro, you know them people that we can show up and show you say, oh, that's your girl? That's your wife? Oh, yeah. I know her way better than you think I do, bro. But me not gonna say nothing. You know what I mean? Oh, that's your mans in them. That's your homies? Ah. Ask them about me. Cause me know them way better than you think you do. See, and them know that too. But me not chat like y'all, so me not say certain things. Right? It's like you can't war with Cartel if Cartel and Coery good. It's gonna get clipped. Your manager is gonna be saying this to you in behind the scenes. Nah, you can't say that. Cause me and him have some business going on right now, and that I got. You know, Coery talk, right? Me and him have some business going on right now, and that is going to mash up. It's like that I gonna mash up the business, bro. So you can't say that. Then and there, Massacre would have been caught in our system again. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of this whole Vybz Kartel link with Coery Todd, and what does this say about the relationship with Massacre and Coery Todd as far as Massacre constantly going at Vybz Kartel's head. With that said also, I want you to tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong or right. The world is waiting for a Bounty Killer, Vybz Kartel collaboration. We don't want just the song. We want the song, we want the video, we want a big project. The world is waiting for a Tommy Lee Sparta Vybz Kartel collaboration. Big project. Not just a song. The world is waiting for Popcorn Vybz Kartel Big project. The world still from blood clean. And when you get the new clocks, the daddy, shoom, gone into the history books. We not see no more Vybz Kartel and Popcorn in the same song, in the same video. They have songs together other than that. But I'm talking about now that Kartel out of prison, now that him upon one whole different level, is proper timing for him and his protege, his number one protege, Popcorn, for run the block again, right? You Vybz Kartel, you and Black Rhino seems to have stitched up things and make things good. The world is waiting upon a Stinger Kartel collaboration. The list goes on, you know. A Ja Vinci Kartel collaboration. The world is waiting upon a Lisa Hyper. But I'm telling y'all right now, of all of them we are talking about, if Lisa Hyper and Vybz Kartel did a song and video together in person right now, the internet mash up. YouTube no good again, and it will go far. Who else? I think the world is waiting on a Massacre Kartel collaboration. That's all needs it. Since a unity I preach, then go all the way in the unity. And that me I say. Alright? With that said, we're going to move on to the next talk now, where we are going to talk. And the next talk that we're going to talk is, this one sits with me a certain kind of way. From resistance to republic, Andrew Holness and Chief Currie talk sovereignty. PM Andrew Holness tell the Maroons that I am obligated to you, as Chief Currie frames the treaty rights and dialogue on collective sovereignty within Jamaica's republic future. Remember, I said Jamaica is supposed to be moving towards being a republic, right? Right. Right now we are like a subject of the UK or Great Britain, and we don't want to be that anymore according to our Prime Minister Andrew Holness. So we're supposed to be heading to being completely independent. That means we will no longer have our highest courts, the Privy Council, located in London, in the UK. We would be governing our own affairs. I hope that would also mean that we would rewrite our own constitution to fit today's populace or today's population of people living in Jamaica as well. Because we have some old antiquated frigate laws, rules and regulations that are in place that really don't suit us or fit us anymore as a society. So I think all that would come with it. That's a little sidebar. Back to what I said though. The headline says, from resistance to republic. Andrew Holness and Currie talk sovereignty. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, this is at the Maroons 288 gathering, 288 year gathering of the Maroons at Maroon Festival. You know, under the kinder tree, so the people them go up there. A lot of people vlog the event nowadays. There's drumming and there's chanting and dancing and invoking of the spirits of the ancestors and all other kind of something like that, right? Keeping tradition alive, so on and so forth. Andrew Holness was there. And I saw a video of the Prime Minister dancing around while drummer beat. And me, I said to myself, say, either this man is being a good politician right now and he is dancing them to sleep so he can do what he have to do, or given the geopolitical aspects of what is taking place right now with Trumpy and the rest of the world, especially with Trumpy, as you can see what happened with Venezuela recently, is he drawing closer to what he has at home versus spreading his wings and going off into the sunset with foreign people who might end up doing us more harm than good? Something to think about, right? Alright. According to the Gleaner, it says, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has delivered one of his most pointed declarations on sovereignty and democratic accountability, telling the Maroons that his authority flows directly from the people and must be exercised in the people's service. Sovereignty is the right of a people, he said, to decide, to own, to decide, and decide on their land and their resources, to make their laws and to enforce them, Andrew Holness said. He was speaking at the celebration of the 288th anniversary of the Maroon Peace Treaty in Accompong in St Elizabeth on Tuesday. Let me repeat this line for you because I'm a words person. So this is Andrew Holness talking to the Maroon people. He told them that sovereignty is the right of a people to decide, to own and decide on their land and their resources, to make their laws and to enforce them. Carry that with you. The Prime Minister said that Maroon communities fall within the framework. This is what he told them. He said, all of you here are a part of Jamaican sovereignty. You are a part of Jamaica, and you are entitled to the protection and the He told the people, let me say it again. This is Andrew Holness speaking to the Maroon people gathered. He said, all of you here are part of Jamaica's sovereignty, and you are a part of Jamaica, and you are entitled to the protection and the resources of the state of Jamaica. Let me pause right here and say this. Mr. Andrew Holness, I like that, sir. I like that. Now, let's move forward and see what else was said. Pointing to Jamaica's layered system of governance, the Prime Minister highlighted Maroon leadership as a long-standing and respected form of community authority. You have something called the central government. You have the local government, but you also have other forms like community leadership. And the Maroons have, for centuries, shown this kind of community leadership. So when I try to say this is, and Chief Currie badness is today, maybe I shouldn't use the word badness. Chief Currie's leadership is for his community, which that's understandable. Chief Currie never said he wants to run Jamaica. You know, there's a system within the Maroon system where that is where he fits, right? So you have something called central government, you have the local government, but you also have other forms like community leadership. And the Maroons, for centuries, have shown this kind of community leadership, Andrew Holness said. He also framed the Maroon legacy as central to Jamaica's national story. He said, when people hear about Jamaica and they hear about the Maroons, they see a side of us that not just about enslavement, it is also about resistance, Andrew Holness said, reminding that Jamaicans forced the British to sign a treaty, a rare outcome in colonial history, because the British were slaughtering everything. So for the Maroons to have forced them to sign a treaty, that's kind of saying a whole lot about the Maroons, right? Fierce resistance. He closed with a call for cohesion, declaring, he said, we have a collective sovereignty, one people. I am obligated to you, he told the Maroon people gathered there. I report to you. You are the ones who elect and decide on my office. And my job is to report to you as a servant and steward of our resources, Andrew Holness said, drawing sustained applause. People are like, yes, yes. Let me be honest with you people, I ain't never heard none of our leaders say, I am obligated to you, the people. I report to you. You are the ones who elected and decide on my office. And it is my job to report to you as a servant. You know, when I hear people like Andrew Holness talk like this, I start to think, God damn, something off. I mean, that's a good talk. And it is true. And that is how our elected officials are supposed to operate. Within their forefront of their mind that I am a servant of the people. And they elected me, they decided on my office, and I must report to them. And I must conduct business in their best interest. That sounds perfect on paper. That sounds perfect coming out the mouth, on words rather. Andrew Holness went on to say to them, so I want you to know that in me, you always have someone who is looking out for you. In me, you always have someone who is in your service and working for you. Time will tell. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm optimistic, but a little bit pessimistic at the same time. Time will tell. Because it's been very rocky. Chief Currie has been trying to get dialogue with Andrew Holness for the longest. They've called meetings and left Chief Currie out of it, but invited others. You know, the disrespect has been blatant and constant, and we've seen it. So, to all of a sudden switch to this, it kind of made me stroke my beard and wonder, what the f is going on? Andrew Holness also went on to reject any notion. Hold on there. Live on the air with Souflotv. Good morning.
Hi, babe.
Morning, babe. You tell me if you wake up the baby them?
Yes, me actually to wake them up yet.
No, me not wake them up yet. I was gonna wake them up in 3 minutes.
Oh.
But they do video.
Oh.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah. She's calling from her hospital bed.
Alright, so.
Alright. You alright?
Yeah, alright. Oh, and their clothes is in the closet door.
Okay.
It's cool.
Alright.
Okay.
I'll call you back before me come. Let me go get the kids them ready and stuff.
Alright.
Alright, babe.
Alright, babe.
Soon see you.
Alright.
Alright. She's holding my baby. She'll call me for tell me if I go wake up the baby them and get them ready for school and all that. Let me finish this though. Andrew Holness reject any notion of authoritarian rule. You know, the people them have it for say that Andrew Holness run the place like a dictator. And him no want to hear nothing about Maroon sovereignty or nothing. Now, one Jamaica. And Chief Currie them better fall under that rule or get the F out the way. It's sad to see how many Jamaicans actually carry that thought process. There are a lot of Jamaicans who don't respect Chief Currie, don't respect the Maroons, the history, and Maroon sovereignty, and nothing that has to do with any of that. And while Andrew Holness was behaving in a disrespectful manner, or what we saw as a disrespectful manner, refusing dialogue, etc., there were a lot of Jamaicans who were cheering that on. You know what I'm saying? Eat that boy Chief Currie. Him up there going like, show him Andrew Holness, show him 1 p.m., 1 p.m. And I'm like, yo, this is so sad, you know? Andrew Holness went on to say, my job is not to be an overload of anybody or anything. My job is to make sure that your affairs are administered properly, he said. Chief Richard Currie, chief of the Accompong Maroons, welcomed the Prime Minister's framing, describing it as a necessary recognition of Maroon status and their rights. to follow up on the Prime Minister's conversation on collective sovereignty is one, acknowledging Maroon sovereignty and acknowledging the sovereignty that was given by the British to the state, Chief Currie said. He noted that Maroon leaders have long called for structured engagement on the issue. Now, the question a lot of people are asking is this. In Jamaica's move to become a republic, will Jamaica do away with anything that had to do with Britain and British rule, including the treaty that was signed with the Maroons? You understand? Because we're going to be doing away with the Privy Council, which is our highest court. So, will they be doing away with the Maroon sovereignty as well? As if it no longer exists because we are now a republic and that was only valid under what we were before. Interesting. But Andrew Holness seems to be almost promising that the Maroons will always be recognized and their sovereignty will always be recognized and their history and their place in Jamaica's history will always be recognized and honored. So let's see. Time will tell. The collective sovereignty we want to move forward in a republic is what my administration has been assiduously calling for. So he noted that the Maroon leaders have long called for structured engagement on this issue. The collective sovereignty we want to move forward to in a republic is what my administration has been assiduously calling for. Chief Currie said that Maroon sovereignty is rooted in kinship and a shared history. He argued that different people came among the Maroons and lived with them and were embraced by them. They then became one family, and that one family is what morphed itself into what is being described as a collective sovereignty under the Jamaican umbrella. So, yes, a Maroon, as Maroons, we are Jamaicans. We are Jamaican Maroons. But the First Nation Jamaicans are quite distinct from the state Jamaicans. And that is the important understanding that needs to carry. And the documentation and the conversation that needs to be had. To have to come here to preach more about sovereignty. Emphasizing treaty-based rights, Chief Currie said that the Maroons are not distinct outside of the rights and privileges that we maintain today because of that treaty. So the treaty basically says that the Maroons have a right to exist on their own piece of land within governing their own community, but also to be a part of the bigger Jamaica picture as well, with government owing responsibility to them as well as them living in unison and playing a responsible part towards the governing bodies that will govern the rest of Jamaica, the state, so to speak. He, however, welcomed continued engagements, stating, he said, "I accept the Prime Minister's offer for open dialogue on issues of development, on issues of Maroon status, and on issues of moving forward in unity and collaboratively." Andrew Holness has said to the Maroons also that he's or has committed to helping to fix up Accompong after the hurricane. Y'all know the big stuff that happened recently. The hurricane went down. Hurricane Melissa tore up parts of Jamaica. And then, of course, like 2 months after the hurricane or a month and a half after the hurricane, the Prime Minister finally visited the village of Accompong, where lots of people lived there and lots of homes were damaged. And it took him forever to get there. And then he showed up with one generator and one Starlink unit. And then he offered help. As in, he would have soldiers come to help the people to fix up back their houses and put their roofs on and whatnot. And Chief Currie rejected that. He accepted the help, but he rejected the presence of armed soldiers surrounding his people, making a traumatized people, right? They're traumatized like anybody else who just lost everything, and then surrounding them by heavily armed soldiers. He didn't think that was the right thing to do for their mental well-being, and also for anybody who could foresee like things could spiral quickly out of control here. I was surprised again to see a lot of Jamaicans like, F Chief Currie, who him think him is, but him reject help from the Prime Minister. All idiot boy. The chief never rejected the help. As a matter of fact, he said he would accept all the help, as in all the materials the Prime Minister said he would give. And then he would use his own people to put everything together because they have the expertise and the manpower to do so, rather than surrounding the people with soldiers with guns. That's not rejecting the help. That's finding a viable solution that would work for his people. That is what leaders do. I was surprised at the Prime Minister's first response. It was like, me big on me, but me I send soldier up there anywhere you take it, Currie. Move out of the way, them I come with them gun too. And I was like, damn, this might not turn out too good. Quiet as kept, soldiers have been up there working. I've seen them working on roofs and houses and stuff, and I didn't see them in uniform holding guns and acting like they are locking down the people them and all that. They did not militarize the space, which is exactly what Chief Currie had asked for. Just, I don't want the space militarized. The people traumatized. Like, your mother traumatized because our whole house blowing gone with all our life, everything in it. These people went through the same thing. These are my people. So you wouldn't surround your mom with soldiers right now with guns, acting like she's a wrongdoer. So why would you want to surround my people who are traumatized like that? That's it. Simple as that. Honestly, I'll be watching because I want to see what it is comes out of this in the future. I've already spoke to y'all about Accompong and about what I think as far as encroachment upon the land, as far as them taking over that space, as far as displacing the people, as far as geopolitics plays into that whole thing right there. We'll see if Andrew Holness just did one bag of hot air talking to soothe the people, or if he is really being that guy. I told y'all before, if Andrew Holness is that guy, he might have me end up doing a campaign to vote for him in the next election. Anyhow, he becomes the person who, my list is out there. Accompong is important to me, and the preservation of the Maroons important to me. Also, cockpit country is super important to me and should be super important to every Jamaican. You understand? For our health sake. So if the Prime Minister is about protecting that, he might have me on his side after this. But I'm watching because I'll see. The next topic we want to get into now will be, hold on. Serious things are happening in America right now. Like dead serious things are happening in America right now. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I do have a message for the immigrant community. Come on, man. I have a Jamaican tattoo right here on my bicep. I have a damn Jamaican tattoo right here on my friggin' a Jamaican flag right here. My flag is half Jamaican, half American. That means I am an immigrant from the immigrant community. A lot of immigrants come to the United States of America and they actually disconnect themselves from their community. They become citizens and they vote against the best interest of their community. A lot of immigrants, especially black immigrants, start acting as if they are different or will be seen and treated different from the black people who were born and raised here. And you know, you look at the outcome of all this and you gotta say to yourself, no matter how much I accomplish here, I will always be seen as an immigrant, both by those who were born and raised here and by the system itself. But in a grander scheme of things, if you look like me, they're gonna say you a black man. They don't give a damn if you're an immigrant or not. Yo, ICE, the people who are supposed to find out who is illegal in the country and take them into custody and then deport them, ICE, not the ice in your refrigerator, ICE, the feared ICE, not the ICE that's on the streets after snowfall, ICE. ICE really did a big one this time. I don't know if y'all seen the confrontation recently where they were telling this woman driving her car to get out of here. And she went to go turn the car, and then another agent jumped out of his car, ran to her car, tried to open the door as she was turning to get out of here like she was told. And she hit the gas because she got scared. And another agent reached over the hood of her car and fired gunshots into her car, killing her. Yo, that wasn't no regular killing. That was not no regular killing. Check it out, right? ICE killed not an immigrant, not an illegal, not a so-called minority. She wasn't Hispanic. She wasn't black. ICE killed a U.S. citizen, white woman, blonde-haired white woman. Oh shit. Y'all don't understand what this means? Woo! Well, let me put you on to game, okay? It's fine when certain things are happening to brown people. It's fine when certain things are happening to black people. It's fine when certain things are happening to who they call yellow people and red people. If y'all don't know it, they have a whole spectrum of colors for all of us. Blacks, white, blacks, yellows, browns. That's so friggin' funny to me. Let me drink some of my watermelon before I choke. The irony. Let me tell y'all something, right? These are serious, serious times we're living in. And America just got 10 times more serious. Especially for you if you are from the immigrant community. First of all, this happening to a white woman tells you that absolutely nobody is off limits now. And if they get away with this, nobody is charged, nobody is prosecuted, nobody pays a consequence for that white woman losing her life. It is open season and fair game on everybody. Shout out to the white people who voted for this, thinking that they would have been exempt. Shout out to the Hispanic people who voted for this, thinking they could pass for white, so they would have been exempt. Black people already know we wasn't exempt from nothing. We have never been exempt. The boot has always been on our necks. So, we sitting back watching. Even though there were a lot of you black people who voted for this too. I don't know why, but you did. And you are currently getting the shittier end of the stick as well. But that white woman that got killed has me with a message for the immigrant community on my platform. And it goes like this. Mind your damn business. Like my African American brothers and sisters say, mind your damn business. Mind your business, fam. Let me tell y'all something, right? Now is not the time to be active on social media, speaking your mind. Now is not the time to be active out in these streets, protesting. Why? Because it can be used against you now more than ever before. And all the people who are going to say, oh, so y'all just want to sit around and just wait until we do all the hard work and stuff and then you get the bet. Listen, it might not be able to be used against them. They were born and raised here. Y'all take your asses out into the streets and go protest. You're the ones who voted for this shit. And then now that it's happening, you don't like what is happening. So you go protest that you don't like it. Me, I'm over here chilling. Because if I say something and they don't like what I said, they can easily turn me into a anti-this, anti-that. And next thing you know, you're on your way out the country. For those of you who like to talk tough, I don't give a shit. Send me back where I come from. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. You better be ready now more than ever before to stand on that right there. Because they're about to call your bluff for real. We've been following all the updates to U.S. immigration changes all year. If you have not been paying attention, they have put rules and guidelines in place now that will easily have you, the things you used to say before on social media, don't do it. They've put things in place now where you can be skating up out of here at lightning speed. Okay? So if you came here as a little immigrant like myself, and you have not accomplished your dreams, goals, and aspirations yet, and you're just not ready to go back to where you come from yet, not that where you come from is not beautiful, but you've invested a lot of your time and energy and resources here, and you're working towards seeing fruition, but it hasn't materialized yet. I don't think you want to pack up and leave just yet by force. So, my message is stay out of the way. Stay out of the way. I'm still telling my audience the same thing. Make sure you travel with your paperwork. Do you have a passport or green card or your social security card? Make sure you travel with your driver's license. They could run that to see who you are. Make sure you travel with some form of identification. Make sure you stay out of the way. I know, read between my lines. I know a lot of stuff that's going on. We don't feel like we align with a lot of what we're seeing happening before our eyes. But don't be that hero. Heroes die, okay? Don't be that hero and then be forgotten about 2 minutes later. Like me, I've always told people I have 6 children. Now I have 7 because one was born yesterday. I have 7 children to protect, to provide for, to counsel, to bond with, to lead, to direct, to assist in life, to make sure they become 7 well-adjusted citizens of society. I'm not about to throw me away because I'm going to stand on some soapbox and type my feelings. Nah, fuck that. I think they should die. I hate this shit. Who's ready to go out here and kill with me and do this? And next thing you know, they show up at your door. Terroristic threats. Put you in handcuffs and you up out of here. Don't say it can't happen, because it's been happening. All the things that you keep on saying cannot happen is happening. Let me say it again. All the things that you say cannot happen is happening. So when you see white women getting gunned down in broad daylight by agents and they are not being prosecuted, just know where you stand to them. Because in their book, white woman is like up here. That's the mother of their civilization. White woman is up here. And you got the white man a little bit above her. That's his partner. And then under that, you have everybody else, everybody else, everybody else. Right? However you want to shuffle this deck. Everybody else, everybody else, everybody else. When you see that happening up here, keep your thoughts and opinions to yourself. I've been finding this very hard to do, but I've been doing it. I scroll by. I look for a little 2-3 seconds. I don't internalize too much, and I scroll by. Because if I internalize too much, then I'm going to want to type 2 paragraphs long of how I really feel. But I've realized that the internet has been weaponized, has become a net. Have you ever looked at a spider's web, and you see, remember what they call the internet? The web. Yeah, it's the web. All connected. Don't you see all the little triangles in the spider web all connected? Internet. Have you ever seen a fishing net? And a fishing net get cast into the water, and when they pull it out, it's full of a whole lot of fish. It's been weaponized. Not only your comments that you say on social media can be weaponized and used against you, can cause you to lose everything, can put you in great trouble and danger. But even the comments that you like, thumbs up, like this, like that. Because when you do, say for instance, there's a comment that is anti-XYZ. And you hit, I'm not going to say my mind, because if I say my piece, they might track me by my comment. So I'm just going to hit the thumbs up button because I like this shit, and I'm going to keep on scrolling. Don't you realize that there's now a way for them to know exactly who hit that thumbs up button, who likes that content? They're not banning every content yet. They're using every content to wheel in. They're using every content to pull in all the people they need to pull in and have under surveillance. So they'll let it run. And you will think it's all good. I'll just hit the thumbs up button and keep it scrolling. I'm not saying nothing because they'll track me by what I'm saying. And boom, there you go. And then when they go across social media and they see that you have liked 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 in the space of 1 month, this person has thumbs up, liked over 20, 30 pieces of that rhetoric material, comments. Boom, they got you. Now they'll go monitor you in person. Just a warning. That's my message to you. Okay? We see what's happening. The most I could say when I see shit happen is, damn, that's sad. But you know, I told everybody during the election phase, I don't have a dog in the fight. The election is over. America apparently chose who they chose. I'm just sitting back and I'm just watching this series unfold. Remember I said that? And that's exactly what we intend to continue to do. You, if you don't want to end up in a body bag, you, as an immigrant, if you don't want to end up in a body bag, if you don't want to end, because if they could shoot that white woman down like that, they could do way worse to you. Yeah, so if you don't want to end up in a body bag, if you don't want to end up losing everything, if you don't want to end up getting the shittier end of the stick, mind your business. Mind your business. That's my message. The last topic I'm going to talk about for this morning, right, is Donna Lee Donaldson. So, we've been following the Noel Maitland trial, and for those of you who don't know who Donna Lee Donaldson is, yes, I'm changing gears again. I'm going into a different topic. We're going to talk about Donna Lee Donaldson, Noel Maitland's trial, where it's at right now, latest update, etc. I said it before, I'll say it again. I see a concerted effort for the Jamaica news media to barely cover the Noel Maitland case and to sweep most of it under the rug. Because they got shit to hide. Or they're hoping that Noel Maitland goes free if they help to not cover the details or help to distort the case in their delivery. Last time we checked on this case, it said that closing arguments were in. Closing arguments meaning the end of trial. Prosecution, defense says their piece one last time to the jury before the judge, and then they say, I rest my case. Now it's up to the jury to go off, or it's up to the judge to speak to the jury and tell them, basically instruct them on how they're supposed to vote. If you're able to prove from the evidence that was shown clear, calculated murder, then let it be murder. If you're not able to prove that, but you're able to prove this, that, and that, then let it be manslaughter. If you're not able to prove that, but you're able to prove this, then let it be an acquittal. That's where they're at in the trial right now. So, Noel Maitland's attorney at this point has submitted what's called a no-case submission. A no-case submission basically means the state does not have a case against you. So his attorney is saying that the state does not have a case against his client, against Noel. So throw the case out. Throw the case out. Because you have no case against my client. Either of two things can happen here. Either Noel Maitland can get lucky, corruption can help, connections can help, and he might get off. Or justice will play out like it is supposed to play out, and he's going to prison. I can't see Noel Maitland beating this case. And the fact that his attorney saw all the proof that they had. I mean, come on, y'all. Let's talk about all the proof that they had, or all the evidence that they had. They have DNA evidence. They have cell tower data evidence. They have video evidence, DNA evidence, cell tower evidence, video evidence, eyewitness evidence, and your attorney, and I mean, yeah, they call all that circumstantial, right? But that's some strong circumstantial evidence. And I'll break them down for you in a second. And your attorney ended up submitting a no case submission. At this point, I'm thinking these attorneys already knew that he was cooked. And they just wanted to take the case and collect some money. Because ain't no way you put a no case submission in a case that has DNA, cell tower, video, and eyewitness evidence. Now, this is what's happening so far, and then I'll break down the evidence. Constable Noel Maitland. For those of you who don't know, Noel Maitland is a police officer in Jamaica whose younger girlfriend, Donna Lee Donaldson, went missing and was never seen or heard from again. He has been charged with her murder. Constable Noel Maitland should know today whether he has a case to answer in the murder trial in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston after a no-case submission was filed by his attorneys on Thursday. That was yesterday. Today they're going to say, didn't have a case. Throw it out. Or, you do have a case. I thought the trial all along was him answering to a case. Jamaican laws are funny. So the matter resumed Thursday following the Christmas break, right? Barbadian King's Counsel Larry Smith, who is one of 5 attorneys representing Noel Maitland, argued on a number of points during his submission to trial judge Leighton Pusey on Thursday as he sought to have the matter disposed of. He got 5 attorneys. Damn. Justice Pusey, the overseeing judge, decided to adjourn the matter in order to review the points that were put forward by Smith and to return to court today, hopefully with a decision. It shouldn't take Justice Pusey that long. They want to put a no submission. After all you have heard, Judge, it should take you 2 minutes for you to say, no, absolutely not. Noel Maitland is on trial for murder. He's also on trial for preventing the lawful burial of a corpse in relation to the July 12, 2022 disappearance of his social media influencer girlfriend, Donna Lee Donaldson. Noel Maitland has been in custody for quite some time. Donna Lee Donaldson had been picked up from her home that she shares with her mother in St. Andrew by Noel Maitland on July 11th of 2022. That's what, and she was last seen at his apartment in Chelsea Manor, where Noel Maitland lived. Prosecutors are seeking to have Noel Maitland convicted, of course, of murder, using a string of circumstantial evidences, including blood found on curtains and other things inside Noel Maitland's apartment. The other attorneys representing Noel Maitland are Chadwick Berry, Christopher Townsend, Sanjay Smith, and Cassian Kennedy Sherman. It'll be messed up to have 5 attorneys and still lose a case. And he has 5 attorneys on his case. That's a lot of money spent. A lot of people are asking, how the hell, first of all, does a police constable foot the bill for 5 attorneys in a trial that has lasted so long and a trial that seems so complicated? That doesn't sound like, this don't sound like constable paycheck capabilities. This sounds like rich man capabilities. This sounds like somebody like Vybz Kartel or something. People who have a lot of money would be the one who is able to afford 5 attorneys. Well, I won't play dumb. I've told people before, I said, you know, Noel Maitland comes from a family that some of them are police officers, others are, from what I've been told, business owners, and, you know, people do good for themselves. Maybe it's a concerted effort from his family to pool their resources together to fight for Noel's freedom. So I'm not so concerned about how he's able to pay for 5 attorneys. What I'm more concerned about is them winning this case. Them winning this case. Because sometimes at court, it's not really about proving that he is not guilty. It's more about proving that the prosecutor did not present a solid case. You don't have to prove that your client's not guilty. You could prove that the prosecutor just did not present a solid case. And you poke holes in the case and your client walks. The law is funny. So for those of you who don't know and you're asking, what DNA evidence do they have? Well, let's talk about the blood splatter that was found on curtains in his apartment, on shoes in different rooms in his apartment, different pairs of shoes, different foot of each pair of shoes. Blood splatter was found in his apartment. Let's talk about the blood that was found at his door entrance underneath the doormat. Let's talk about these bloods being tested and coming back positive that they belong to Donna Lee Donaldson. His lawyers try to say, create doubt in the juror's mind. Well, you know, people can bleed other ways other than being injured, right? Common sense. But that's what he asked in court, right? And then he said, kind of like a menstrual cycle. As if he was trying, not as if, he was trying to imply that maybe Donna Lee had her period in that apartment and that's where the blood comes from. Doesn't necessarily mean Noel killed her in the apartment and tried to clean up the scene but still left evidence. See, all an attorney has to do sometimes is create doubt. I hope the jury sees that even if she had her damn period in that apartment 1,000,000 times, her period blood shouldn't be under the front doorstep mat. Her period blood shouldn't be under the welcome mat at the door. Her period blood shouldn't be on the curtains. Her period blood shouldn't be on different pairs of shoes and on the baseboard of the wall. I hope they have the sense to see that. This is not like some blood was found on a couch and you're like, oh, one time Donna Lee had her period and she sat there and she wasn't aware that her period had came on. I tried to clean it up, but, you know, it still left a little mark. No, this blood was like everywhere. That's the DNA. And yes, it was tested, and yes, it came back to Donna Lee Donaldson. Let's talk about the cell tower evidence. For those of you who don't know, one that sticks out to me the most is, according to the cell tower evidence, Donna Lee Donaldson's phone was with Noel Maitland's phone, and they were traveling and moving around and pinging off the same cell towers, showing they were in the same location, right? 2 phones. The day Donna Lee Donaldson's phone disappeared, dropped off the face of the earth, Noel's phone was right there with Donna Lee's phone. Donna Lee's phone disappeared, no longer able to ping off any towers. went ghost. Noel's phone was right there at the same location. That one sticks out to me more than anything else. Another one that sticks out to me more than anything else was his phone was pinging off of towers that were right by around a crematory, a funeral home that offers cremation services. Let's talk about video evidence. This is the main one for me. Remember when they said Donna Lee went to Noel's apartment? You know, and Donna Lee's mom said she is absolutely sure it's Noel that came to pick her daughter up. She gave the whole story of Donna Lee laying in her lap and they were watching TV or something like that, having conversation, mommy and daughter bonding type stuff, because she was really close to her mom. And then her phone rang, and she's the kind of girl where if Noel calls, she answers, and if he says come, she goes. And the mom said she answered it, and it was Noel, and she could see it because her daughter was laying in her lap. And her daughter got up and got dressed and left. And she wanted to tell her not to go so badly because she just felt something. But she's a young adult and she didn't want to do that, right? And she saw Noel when he picked her daughter up. That's eyewitness right there. I saw him pick my daughter up. I'm not guessing. I'm not saying a car came to pick her up that looks like his. I saw him. I said, hi Noel. Him said, what mommy? She saw him. I don't know if she said like that, hi Noel and what mommy, but she saw him pick her daughter up. Only to call the next day asking her, have she seen her daughter? So that's eyewitness. Now the video, the video evidence that I'm talking about that he can't beat. They say he stayed at Chelsea Manor Apartments. I said, those apartments are upscale. They definitely have cameras around. Oh, lo and behold, cameras were there. Remember, Noel Maitland's neighbors had multiple cameras that were trained in the direction of his door and the rest of the place. So those cameras actually picked Noel Maitland and Donna Lee Donaldson up on the same day she left her mama's house and ended up at Noel's apartment. She was seen on that camera. She was seen on that camera going into his apartment. The same cameras kept recording. They only saw Noel exit the apartment. No footage of Donna Lee exiting the apartment. Now, of course, the first thing I'm asking is, I wonder if this apartment has another point of entry-exit. So she might have went out another way where there were no cameras. As it turns out, such is not the case. So, those cameras should have picked her up coming out, whether she came out by herself or she came out by walking with Noel out the door. But it never did. What the camera picked up instead was Noel Maitland moving a couch, which we learned by the car wash attendant that it was a bloody couch. In the same time period, a bloody couch. No Donna Lee coming out the apartment, but a couch soaked in blood. So much so that you had to take that couch to a car wash to have the heavy car wash hose it out as they poured bleach and other cleaning chemicals on it. This is information that was given by the car wash attendee. The car wash attendee, in a statement, sworn said there was so much blood coming out that couch. It was like blood like rice grain. Kind of like how I would say money like sand on the beach. It's a lot of money. Blood like rice grain. That's a lot of blood. So much so that the attendee said, I had to ask him, like, how's so much blood coming out of the couch? He didn't say it wasn't blood. He didn't say, I'm a blood man, spill some paint on the couch. Instead, he said, me and my cousin I do some work around the house, and him cut him hand. And the car wash attendee responded, cut him hand? He must be dead. In other words, ain't no way you could have cut your hand and bleed that much on the couch and not die. All of that is in evidence. Of course, they try to ask the car wash attendee. It's Noel's lawyer's job to discredit the attendee at the car wash. How you know it's blood? How you know it wasn't some juice? How you know it wasn't paint? They were doing some work around the apartment. Car wash attendee said, I know it's blood because it smelled raw. It had a raw smell to it. Plus, when I asked him, he said, he didn't say it wasn't blood. He said his cousin cut his hand. And I said, it must be dead. They left the couch there. The part where the car wash attendee said, I took the hose and I started hosing down the couch. And then the person that came with Noel took the hose from me and started hosing down the couch himself. And sent somebody to go get some cleaning agent, bleach or whatever. Came back, poured it on the couch, and they washed the couch down right there. But they didn't take the couch with them. They left it there after they had washed it. And the car wash attendee said, I left work that day. You finish your shift, you go home. I left work. We all closed up the business. We left. The couch was still sitting there. The sun was out. When we came back the next day, the couch was still there. The sun was out. Hot. The couch was covered in flies. Yeah. Listen. If the judge comes back today and tells Noel Maitland and his attorneys that they have no case, then that judge is crooked. I don't care what anybody wants to say. It's obvious that Noel Maitland killed Donna Lee Donaldson. And I said it before and I'll say it again. He is not going to say where her body is because of what he did to that body. It would make him look even more like a monster. Even if Noel says right now, even if they say to him right now, listen, you're looking at a minimum of 35 years before you can get out of prison. 38. Before you could get out of prison or before you could be eligible for parole then. If you tell us where Donna Lee's body is and what you did with her, give us a confession, Noel. We will give you 20 years. We'll take 18 years off. He could start calculating. He could be like, well, I'm already this much age, so I'll be home in my 50s, 60s. I think I could do it. He's not going to. And he's not going to because he would have to reveal that he did some monstrous shit to Donna Lee Donaldson. First of all, she had to be chopped into pieces in order to fit her into that couch. In order to get the couch out of the apartment, knowing that cameras are on you moving your couch out of your apartment. Remember, he went to his neighbor and he tried to get them to erase all the footage. And he claimed it was because he was seen outside smoking a liquor spliff. And because he's a police officer, if his superiors find out, he won't be able to get any promotions or anything like that. That's what he told the neighbor. But when he told the neighbor that, the neighbor got even more suspicious because by the time he went to the neighbor, news had broken loose and it was all over the media that Donna Lee Donaldson was missing and that the person she was last seen with was him. So the neighbor was like, oh, no, I'm not erasing it, and gave it to the police. Gave it to the police. I'll say this again. Noel Maitland got help. He got help with washing blood out of the truck. He got help with a couple of things. He got help with cleaning up and setting his apartment a certain way, because they went to his apartment a couple of times before the forensic team actually went there. He got help. He got help with the couch. He got help from other police officers. He didn't do this by himself. He might have killed her by himself, but his cleanup effort, which was sloppy, was not done by himself. But okay, we'll take that. We can't catch anybody else right now. But Noel is definitely guilty. And I hope that it reflects that when the jury comes back with a guilty verdict. I'm thinking 38 before eligible for parole. The same thing they gave Vybz Kartel when he got sentenced. Because they sentenced, and you might wonder why I keep saying Vybz Kartel. Because he's famous, so obviously everybody can look at his famous case. But the fact that they gave him 38 years before he would be eligible for parole in a case that had no body, just like in this case with Noel, where they have no body because we don't know where Donna Lee is. However, in Kartel's case, they did not have DNA evidence. Their cell tower evidence was proven by an analysis that an expert analysis to be heavily tampered with and not good. They had no video evidence. Because the video evidence where you saw people talking, that's not video of them with the victim and that, or the alleged victim, or the, and also that's not video of them. There's no way to connect that video to that. You know, in the video where Kartel case was where them see the youth them a talk on video, a good lawyer could easily argue that away. How do you get this, connect this to my client? There's nowhere in here where you hear my client mentioning the victim's name. John round and back, you know. Yeah, me will bust him throat, me will kill him. No, me want you do it first. And then me will burn him, the body. You know? You know, say, the boy John violate star. We have to go, we don't want to spare him life. We want to spare him life, but we can't. It didn't say any of that. There was no mention. How do you know that it had to do with that person? In Noel Maitland's case, Donna Lee's mama saw him take her daughter. Video footage exists of her going into the apartment with him after her mama saw him take her. So this is how circumstantial evidence lines up. When did the video footage, when was it recorded of Noel going into the apartment with Donna Lee, her arriving at his Chelsea Manor apartment, the same time she got taken from her mom's house by him where her mom said. And if you calculate the time, it's about that much time it would take to drive from her mom's house over to his apartment. Meaning, he went over there, he picked her up, he brought her straight to his apartment. Circumstantial evidence in this case is strong as hell. We're going to leave this one right here. Right? I'm just hoping and praying for justice for Donna Lee. I know a lot of people always say, justice for Donna Lee, justice for this person, justice for that person. Most people that say that, they're bandwagonists. Like they want to be grieving with the crowd kind of thing. I don't want to be left out of the grieving. So if everybody I cry, me I cry too. They get on social media and they type, what a wicked Ross boy. I hope him get justice served. God is not sleeping, XYZ. 2 days later, they forget everything about the victim or the assumed victim. We're not forgetting this one. We're staying on this one. And I hope that Noel gets his day where he is convicted for what he did to Donna Lee Donaldson. With that said, we're going to leave this video right here. It's Friday. It is January 9th, 2025. It's Friday. I'm in Florida where the weather is warm as hell. It's like 80-something degrees outside. I could still go to the beach. I could still jump in the pool. I don't know if you can do the same, but go outside and get you some fresh air. Be conscious of your surroundings and what's around you. Surround yourself with people you love and people who love you and uplift your vibrations. If you don't have that or you can't tell who is, it's okay to be by yourself. Love yourself. Get to know yourself. I don't know. Roll up a spliff. Maybe pour a glass of wine. Fill up your bathtub with some bubbles. Sit, watch your favorite show. I don't know. But get to know you and get to love you. Self-love, the greatest love. If you don't have self-love, you can't love nobody else. Like my granny Miss Ruby said, be good. If you can't be good, you must be careful, but it's best to be good. May her soul forever rest in peace. And like my grandfather, Mas Clevey, who was right next to her, said, I will see you tomorrow, if God spare life. I was young when my grandfather used to say that. I never knew that it would become such a thing for me now. Because as a grown man, I understand it fully now. Tomorrow ain't promised to none of us, my friend. We're not God. Walk good. I'm out. Peace.